I'm Felicia,
And I'm Ian.
and we are the Paranormal Lovers.
Hello, dudes, dudettes, and dudays. Welcome back to another episode of The Paranormal Lovers.
Hey guys,
Hey, guys.
thanks for joining us for another episode, number 134.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a whole other episode planned for this week, but I wasn't feeling it. And in 2026, if I ain't feeling it, I ain't doing it.
I feel ya.
We hope you all had a good New Year's and are ready to get back to the routine of life.
Yeah.
Anyways, what did you love about this week, babe?
I love that it's a new year.
Amen to
Because
that.
2025 sucked.
Sucked.
God dang, did it suck.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Nobody gets to die this year, damn it.
Glad to have that shit behind us.
No one gets to die this year. You hear me, universe? No one.
What did you love about this year?
The last year? Did I get my diagnosis last year, or the year before?
I think the year before.
Okay, because I can't remember. I'm like, have I been autistic
either.
for a year and a half or just half a year? It's like your whole life, dumbass. You've been autistic your whole life.
Might be in the first year, maybe.
I don't know. I'm starting to unmask in my brain. Yeah, I'm with you. Just 2026. Hello. How you doing? I'm turning 40 this year, which like y'all see these? Turning 40. And my eyes are going to shit. So,
Specifically, this is the first time our kid seen the ball drop. So
yeah.
I enjoyed that.
We got to stay. It was the first year Patty stayed up. She's 8. I think that was like the first year I stayed up to watch the ball drop. And she made it. She made it. And she was excited because right before the ball dropped,
Stranger
they did
Things.
Golden.
Oh yeah, that
No,
too.
they did Golden and Stranger Things. I was
Yes.
getting there.
Sorry.
All right. So like many people across the globe, we watched the Stranger Things finale over the holidays.
It's amazing.
Y'all come on the gram and let us know what you think of how the show ended. I personally loved it and hated it. Like, I understand the way they did it, but I'm not a fan of unanswered questions. So, like, is Elle alive?
Right.
Is Elle not alive? Is she living? I'm just not going to think about it.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
Or non-spoilers.
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 That is that's going to be a question, right?
Yep.
All right, that said, we know that there's a lot of truth to that show with the history of secret government programs in this country. Over the next several weeks, Ian is going to take us through a few of those said programs. But first, we're going to go in a little bit of a different direction. Still tied to Stranger Things, but in a different but similar way. This week, we're going to look at the origins of the Hellfire Club.
Woo! Yay!
Before this was a D&D club in Hawkins, Indiana, the Hellfire Club was a secret society of the UK's elite that had its day during the 18th century. And you're going to have to look up Hellfire Club history or like Hellfire Club UK. Be very specific in your Hellfire Club search because it's going to give you a lot of D&D and Marvel's results if you don't. Though the name is commonly used when referring to Francis Dashwood's Order of the Friars of St. Francis of Wycombe, there were several of these clubs spread throughout Britain and Ireland. Many members of this club were politicians who would gather to take part in quote-unquote socially taboo activities.
Yeah.
It is also said that this society had ties with another secret society known only as the Order of the Second Circle. That's, listen, if you guys ever watch
Sketchy.
or read any Shadowhunter books, you know all about the Circle, Valentine's little clique. So yeah, that's disturbing. The very first club was created by William Wharton, first Duke of Wharton, in 1718. He had been made a duke by George I and was a high-ranking politician. But Philip also had a different side to him. While he was seen as a quote-unquote man of letters, which, like, supernatural, what?
Nice.
No,
Letters.
not that men of letters. I mean, maybe that men of letters. I don't know. He was also seen as a quote, drunkard, a rioter, an infidel, and a rake, end quote.
All right.
Which, like, yeesh. It is not known who exactly was a member of this club, but it is believed that at least his three closest friends were involved: his cousin, the Earl of Hillsborough, the Earl of Lichfield, and Sir Ed O'Brien. No other member names have been verified, although we can wildly speculate.
I completely forgot about the Marvel Hellfire Club.
I don't know what it is, but
I totally do.
it like
But
tickles the back of my brain because I think I vaguely remember that Hellfire Club.
mm,
So when I heard of the Hellfire Club, I was like, okay. During this time in England, gentlemen's clubs were all the rage, and no, not the naked kind. These clubs were super exclusive and typically were meeting places to talk about things like poetry, philosophy, and politics. Well, I do say, oh chap. That's what I imagine goes on around there. Man with a scotch and his pipe, and he's like, well, I do say.
they're all like wearing wigs.
No, they get to take the wigs off in the club.
Oh, okay.
The Hellfire Club, according to some, was more of a satirical club known to ridicule religion, which was a new trend spreading across England.
Snap.
Blasphemy. It is said that his club was meant to be more of a shock to society instead of an actual attack on religion. The leader of the society was the devil, although he was not worshipped by the members. They called themselves devils, in fact.
All right.
One thing that really set this club apart from other similar clubs of the time was the fact that it was co ed. Men and women alike were admitted into Phillip's club, causing even more of a stir in society. Because how are you going to have orgies without any women? Hello?
Yeah.
Just fucking
True.
sausage fest, man. The members would meet on Sundays at various locations across London. One of their common places was the Greyhound Tavern, but at the time women were not allowed to be seen in taverns, so they also used members' homes and Philip's riding club. I'm sorry. I have such like a stereotypical idea of like British high society in the 1700s, so I keep going. Allegedly, during these meetings, members would hold mock ceremonies dressed as characters from the Bible. Quote, partaking of meals featuring such dishes as Holy Ghost pie, breast of Venus, and devil's loin, while drinking hellfire punch. End quote.
Wow.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Devil's loin sounds spicy.
I kind of want the breast of Venus. It sounds like maybe some chicken breast. Philip's club would come to an end thanks to political enemies. Robert Walpole, in particular, was in King George's ear, prompting him to pass a bill, quote unquote, against horrid I should have looked up some of these words. Impities or immorality.
All
Philip's
right.
yeah. Philip's membership in the club was used against him even further by his enemies, and he was eventually removed from Parliament altogether.
He said, why can I not wear eyeshadow?
I mean, just wait until 2025. You get to wear eyeliner all day. Look at JD Vance. I say what I say. Come at me. Oh, wait. No, don't. They just kidnapped the president of Venezuela. I am not suicidal, nor do I have any desire to run away. But never fear, Philip joined another secret society we will have to cover in the future, the Freemasons.
Oh, snap.
By 1722, he was made the Grand Master of England. Which, like, shoot.
All right. What a
I
title.
I know a Freemason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's weird.
We used to have one in the guard shack.
You probably have one that you don't know about floating around in there.
Oh, I'm sure. 100%.
Then we get to Sir Francis Dashwood. It is... God, I have to keep saying this over and over again, and I'm going to chuckle every time. It is said that he and the Earl of Sandwich
Earl of Sandwich.
were members of another Hellfire Club that were said to meet at the George and Vulture Inn during the 1730s. Fun fact about this inn, situated off of Lombard in the historic City of London district, there has been an inn at this location since 1142.
Wow.
It is still open, and it is one of London's best chop houses. So if we ever go to London,
Definitely visit
we
there.
gotta go to the George and Vulture.
Sure.
And at this time, it was also one of London's best chop houses. And when Sir Dashwood founded his Order of the Knights of St. Francis in 1746, it was the original meeting place for this society. Their motto, translated to English, was "Do what thou wilt," which would later be used by Aleister Crowley in his religion.
Sure.
Which bitch, don't ask me what episode that was, 34 or some shit. I don't remember. It was 2 years ago. Dashwood was known as a prankster among his social circles. Jesus Christ. In one such prank, he was visiting the imperial court in St. Petersburg, Russia, and decided it would be funny to dress up as the King of Sweden, who at the time was a quote unquote great enemy of Russia.
All right.
He just wants to die.
Sure.
Initially, there were 12 members in Dashwood's little club. Of those, we know the names of a few who were regular attendees. Robert Vansittart, who was a lawyer and professor at Oxford. Thomas Potter, a politician. William Whitehead, a satirist. And of course, John Montague, the fourth Earl of Sandwich. Sandwich. And he's a Montague.
It reminds me of Robin trying to like make the perfect sandwich.
Jesus Christ. Teen Titan Go reference. All right. Other members are hard to pin down, as the records of the members were all burned in 1774.
Jesus.
Yeah. So any others who were thought to have been members were linked through letters or were just presumed to have been involved. One interesting name I found in the research was Ben Franklin. It is said that he was a friend of Dashwood's and had visited West Wycombe. Such good friends was he with Dashwood that within the caves, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, there was one called Franklin's Cave.
All right.
So Ben Franklin was in the Hellfire Club?
Cool.
Possibly. During this time, this society was not known as the Hellfire Club. That is a distinction they would be given later. They were called many names, including the Brotherhood of St. Francis of Wye, the Order of the Friars of St. Francis of Wycombe, and once they moved their meetings to the Medmenham Abbey, they called themselves the Monks or Friars of the Medmenham.
How come I want to like compare the drunken friars to like Southern Baptist?
I mean,
They're like so they're like holy and shit, but they like love getting fucking drunk.
it's giving more like Catholic, though.
Yeah.
You know, because they got their rites and their rituals, and then, you're always drinking wine and shit.
Them priests, man, they like their alcohol, I guess.
And the altar boys.
Mm-hmm.
Dashwood did attempt to hold a meeting at his home in West Wycombe on Walpurgis Night in 1752. Think of this as a spring celebration usually held on April 30th. It was one of the largest meetings held for the society, but was considered a failure, and no more large meetings would be held there. In 1751, Dashwood leased the abbey from his friend Francis Duffield, so he moved the meetings there and began to work on the abbey. He hired architect Nicholas Revitt to help with the renovations and had the place remodeled in the style of the 18th century Gothic revival. They had their motto of "Do what thou will" placed above a doorway in stained glass, and it is believed William Hogarth may have done murals for the building, but none of them have survived. Sad. Before long, the meetings were moved out of the out of the abbey and into a series of tunnels and caves in West Wycombe Hill. These they decorated with mythological themes, phallic symbols, and, quote, other items of a sexual nature, end quote.
All right.
And these caves are so fucking cool. They were like excavated by this dude and like for chalk because he wanted to like build a chalk road.
Yeah.
And now there's like, we'll talk about it, but now there's like these really cool fucking caves you can go to.
Yeah.
Their practices were a mixture of parodies of religious rites and pagan practices. They did worship deities such as Venus and Dionysus,
Oh boy.
whom also had statues in Dashwood's garden at West Wycombe. My favorite theory is that Jack Black is Dionysus.
All right.
It makes so much fucking sense, bro. Like, he just wants to come chill with the humans,
Ecstatic
trying to
all the
make
time.
everybody's life a little bit better. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, yeah, I see it. They held meetings twice a month with a week long annual meeting taking place in June or September. Members addressed each other as brothers, and the leader, who never stayed the same for long, was referred to as Abbot. They dressed in white clothes, usually pants, a jacket, and a hat, and the abbot would wear the same, though in red.
Hmm.
In 1762, Dashwood was appointed Chancellor of the Exchequer. What? By the Earl of Bute. This position only lasted about a year, with Dashwood resigning after he made the mistake of raising taxes on cider, which nearly caused a fucking riot.
Oh no.
Oh, that's like
Not the
prohibition over
alcohol.
here, man.
Uh,
Then Dashwood took the title of Baron Le Despencer after the previous holder died, giving him a seat in the House of Lords. Then Dashwood got involved with a scandal that included Sandwich and John Wilkes. Sandwich, whom wanted Wilkes gone, had possibly authorized a general warrant to search properties of Wilkes. During the search, issue number 45 of the North Briton was found on the printer press. Quote, this work was most certainly principally written by Thomas Potter, and from internal evidence can be dated to around 1755. It was scurrilous, blasphemous, libelous, and bawdy, though not pornographic, still unquestionably illegal under the laws of the time, and the government subsequently used it to drive Wilkes to exile. End quote.
well,
Scurrilous.
must have been like,
No idea what the fuck scurrilous
must have been like, hey man, I slept with your mom.
means. Sometime between 1760 and 1765, Chrysal, or The Adventures of a Guinea, by Charles Johnstone was published. It contained stories that were easily linked to Medmenham, which sparked an association between the Medmenham monks and the Hellfire Club. However, by this time, many of the monks had died or had moved far away, and by 1766, Medmenham was finished. Paul Whitehead had been the secretary and steward of the order at Medmenham. In his will, he had specified that when he died, he wanted his heart put in an urn and kept at West Wycombe. His wishes were carried out after his death in 1774, and his heart was occasionally taken out and shown to visitors, until it was stolen in 1829.
Oh no.
Why, though? It's so fucking weird. You're not a fucking mummy, bro.
He stole my heart.
Oh, Jesus. The West Wycombe Caves are also known as the Hellfire Caves and have been a tourist attraction since 1951.
Sure, yeah.
So we got to go to the Georgian Vulture, and then we got to go to the Hellfire Caves.
Looks pretty cool. They keep showing the building on the images
It's dope.
of the Hellfire Caves.
Then there was the Beggars Benson. This club was formed in the 1730s in, I'm so sorry, guys, in Struther, Scotland, and was around for 100 years with branches in Glasgow and Edinburgh. The Prince of Wales was given an honorary membership in 1783. In 1823, then King George IV was on a royal visit to Scotland when he visited the club and gifted them a snuff box full of his mistress's pubic hair.
All right.
Because that's the kind of shit these fuckers are into. Y'all call us savages. Sir Francis Dashwood died in 1781, and in his honor, his nephew, Joseph Alderson, founded the Phoenix Society, later to be known as the Phoenix Common Room. It would take until 1786 for them to be recognized, but they are still around at the Brasenose College, Oxford.
All right.
Dope. Another notable location tied to the Hellfire Club is Dublin's Hellfire Club. Built in 1725 by William Speaker Connolly, it was first called Montpelier, which is also the name of the hill that it sits atop of.
Markiplier?
No. Markiplier would have a little more respect for his surroundings, okay? The history of this house begins before tales of the Hellfire Club haunting its halls began. When building the house, Connolly used stones from a nearby cairn that had a prehistoric passage grave. Shortly after it was built, a storm came through and blew off the roof of the building, leading to rumors the devil was angry with Connolly for using the stones from the cairn.
Mother Nature was like, no, you don't.
Quit using the fucking stones from the cairn. So there's like ghosts in this one, and I didn't put it in here, but one of the ghosts that people claim to see is a ring of apparitions standing around the passage where the passage grave used to be.
Yeah.
They just like stand there, which is
Wow.
really sad. They're upset because this motherfucker took the stones.
Yep.
See, white people, stop your shit.
Yeah, don't move your graveyards. If there's anything I've learned from the movie Poltergeist, don't move the graveyards. It's not okay to build on there.
And maybe he was. Connolly only lived until 1729 and did not get much use out of this house. But it would not take long for someone else to take up residence in the building, and that's when the Hellfire Club comes into play. In 1737, Colonel Jask, I don't know if it's Saint or I'm guessing it's Saint. It just says St. Dot. I've never seen that in somebody's name before. Jas St. Leger and Richard Parsons, the first Earl of Ross and Grand Master of the Irish Freemasons, found the Dublin chapter of the Hellfire Club. At first, they met at a pub called the Eagle Tavern. This is also the location that the Society of United Irishmen of Dublin was founded. This club seems to be a little more in tune with what people probably think of when they hear Hellfire Club. Although stories of this particular branch are probably not true, as there is not much information about what went down on that hill, so local rumor and legend has been able to take control of the narrative. There are many tales of demons and devils coming to visit the club, one of a priest who exorcised a cat, another of a member who made a pact with the devil only for him to come collect his debt at the club. Then there is the tale of the traveling stranger who came seeking shelter for the night. Being kind men, the members invited him in, and they all began to play a game of cards. That is, until one man drops his card on the floor, and leaning over to pick it up, discovers the stranger has a cloven hoof. As he tells the other men, the stranger disappears in a ball of flame, leaving nothing but ash and the smell of smoke.
Hail Satan!
It's the devil. But if it's a woman with cloven hoofs, it's the deer woman, and you done fucked up. So Think about your choices.
Either way, playing cards with either of them, pretty terrifying.
Listen, it's 2026. Let's not invite random strangers into our house.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just not do that.
We know that from living in Appalachia.
Listen. The house on Montpelier Hill would be home of the club until 1740 when the building caught fire. There is the belief that the members burnt the building to make it more resemble hell, but like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
The theory, I think, might be correct, is a fight gone wrong. It is said that a servant spilled a drink on one Richard Chapel Whaley, who in anger poured brandy on the man and then set him on fire.
Jesus.
I guess the man had not heard of stop, drop, and roll and instead started running around the building, setting other people on fire as well.
Right.
It is said many members died that night and the interior was ruined. Activities of the club died out until 1771 when Whaley's own son, Thomas Buck Whaley, restarted. This iteration lasted for almost 30 years and is said to be just as bad, if not worse, than the previous. One legend is that of a young farmer's daughter who was taken to the club, then murdered and eaten by members.
Jesus.
And her ghost still haunts the land to this day. As for Buck, he sought refuge in a church, but he claimed to have seen the devil walking towards him down an aisle and fled the country altogether. After he left Ireland, the Hellfire Club fell apart, but that has not stopped the rumors of hauntings said to be caused by the Whaleys and their clubs. Another woman who is said to have been murdered here and never left is said to be heard still screaming. This is believed to be the scream. This is believed to be her scream as she was put in a barrel, set on fire, and rolled down a hill.
Damn.
I was like, this is just like a little blip, and I was like, what? I need more information, but I couldn't find any more information.
Right.
There's also said to be the spirit of a dwarf that haunts the lodge and a nearby house, who it is said was another murder victim of the club. And that is the history of the real Hellfire Club.
Wow.
Thoughts, Bill?
I probably would have been a member of it back in the day.
Dude, yeah. Debauchery, alcoholism would have been right up. Orgies would have been right up your alley.
Degenerate.
Just, I think you may have taken a little bit of umbrage at them putting a woman in a barrel, setting her on fire, and rolling her down the hill, though.
Yeah, I probably would have left when that stuff started going on.
Could we not murder people? Can we just have fun?
Yeah.
We just drink and have sex? That's all I'm here for.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
Talking shit about the church.
Right? Like, thank you. I don't know.
Murder.
It looks fun, but I think I prefer Eddie Munson's Hellfire Club to this Hellfire Club.
Or Excalibur. That was the comic book that had the Hellfire Club in it. X-Men and the Excalibur. Had like Wolverine and the Dark Phoenix or the Phoenix.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it is. I've got a couple of comics with them in it.
That's cool.
So.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for another episode. We hope you guys have a good week, and we will see you guys later.
Be kind to each other.
Love you. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.